Okay, yes, it's a bit of a clickbaity title, but what can you do if you quote unquote suck at football or you just want to improve quickly? You know, there's definitely more efficient ways to improve your game and just to kind of get a better perspective on what you need to do if you're not quite at that level where you're feeling good about your game. So that's what we're going to be going over in this video coming up next. So the first thing I want to mention is it's okay wherever you're at. And what I mean about that is not to beat yourself up or feel guilty about whatever your current level is. Because this is something, if you want to improve at this, can really take your head out of the game. This is a journey, there's gonna be tough moments, and yes, it takes work to get better at this sport. It takes consistency, it takes, a lot of different layers to start improving as a player, but understand wherever you're at is fine. Don't focus on where someone else is at or anything else, but just your own progress. Just as an example, to get to the second grade, you have to first go through the first grade. You don't go from like the first grade to like sixth grade, right? So you just need to do what you need to do where you're currently at to improve, to get to that next stage for yourself. But beating yourself up over it is not going to help. So understand wherever you're at, it's okay. Now let's talk about some of the things you can do to get to that next place from a feeling of, okay, I'm gonna put in the work and get better, rather than this place of guilt or shame or something else. In fact, if it resonates with you, put in the comments, I am committed. And you can add something there like, I'm committed to my growth as a footballer. I'm committed to honoring where I'm at and getting better every day. Whatever really feels good to you. And it's important that you connect to that and then actually take some action on that. But anyway, let's move on to number two. Number two is essentially for the fastest kind of progression, regardless of whether you're a beginner or more advanced player, is going to be to get coaching of some form. Now, maybe not all of you will be able to do that, but for those of you who have the ability to get coaching, like one-on-one in-person coaching or group coaching, football camps, things where people can look at you, even online programs, online coaching, whatever it is going to help you take your game to that next level. In every case, their coaches are going to be able to see some of the things that you're doing and tweak some of the more nuanced things. They're going to be able to keep you on a schedule, give you feedback, and that's going to help you grow faster than just winging it or trying to do it by yourself. And so if you have the ability to have a coach, to get into an online program, do anything like that that's going to give you some guidance, it's a lot better than spending years trying to figure it out yourself when you can just go into something or work with someone who's going to take years off that learning curve. In fact, speaking about that, if you want help with something that I offer to get the fastest possible progress, I have something called the Simplysoccer Academy, which you can get a 7-day free trial for in the link in the description. You get all of my training programs by signing up for the academy, also closer access to me where you can send me footage, get feedback, get coaching. So it's a great resource that's very affordable if that's something you want to look at. So check that out down below. Now let's move into number three. Now, number three is I want you to start developing a why, because for a lot of players, I think they just play and they don't even know why they play. Maybe they play because that's what everyone was doing. Maybe they play because, they have this idea that they need to, get to a high level for some reason. Maybe there's pressure for them to do it. But I want you to figure out for yourself, why do you even play? Is it you want to play at a high level and that's genuinely a goal of yours, not something that was thrust upon you? Do you want to play just for fun and just kind of play recreationally? Some people just play because it's a great way to stay in shape, because football is a very demanding sport. But I want you to figure out what this is and literally write it down, what, within you, in your heart, to say it that way, really is the reason you want to play. And the reason I want you to write this down is because connecting to that often is going to help you when things get tough, especially if one of your goals is to play at a high level. So if you want to get to the collegiate, semi-pro, or even professional level, having that why is going to be so crucial. To continuing on the journey when things get tough. And it seems so simple, but I can promise you when you have that and you flush that out and you've put your heart and kind of soul into writing that out, and it really means something to you, it can really help you on this journey. Now, number four is an obvious one, but work on the fundamentals heavily. One of the things with players that maybe aren't as good, or, again, clickbaity title, but suck, is their fundamentals are either not so great to average. And the fundamentals even when you get to higher levels and to the top of the game, will be something you're always improving. And so I recommend you work on them a lot, every single day if you can in some capacity, because it's something that the more you get better at, the more you're gonna be able to do well in games, the more you're gonna be able to operate. Like if you can't pass and move effectively, it's gonna be hard to play at a high level. If you can't dribble effectively, gonna be hard to do that. If you don't know how to find pockets of space, be in position, all these different things, it's gonna be very, very difficult to operate at any level. And so I would recommend getting a ball, going to a wall, working on your passing and your receiving, your control, your shooting, your skill moves, your dribbling, all of these basics very, very often. Practice your awareness, do drills where you have to look over your shoulder and know what's around you. You know, do game-like scenarios. If you do this often, you will see faster improvements. Number 5 is to find a team and play on a team. If you haven't done already, please find a team, whatever level you're at. Make sure, again, you are looking at it from a level-headed place. For example, if you are very beginnery, making sure you're getting on that kind of team, but you need to put yourself in game situations, game scenarios, be a part of a team. And I can tell you, like at different times in my life, when I joined certain teams, it helped me improve massively. I remember it was like 15 or 16, I joined a club team that was a much higher quality than I played at before, outside of maybe high school or whatever else, and I got 2 or 3 times as good in a short amount of time because I was playing with better players, I was playing against better players, I was playing with these really good players in training. It opened so many opportunities, and it can be a great thing. So start that process by finding a team. If you want to get better at football, you want to play competitively, you have to do this. And so just start that process, find a team you can play on, get that match experience, even if you're clunky in the beginning, even if you're making a lot of mistakes, that's just feedback that's going to help you get better, because then you can go work on those things. And number 6 is to keep learning. Keep watching stuff like this and similar videos. Keep really learning how to become a better player. Analyze your performances. See what you can get better at. You know, put in the training. If you keep yourself coachable and open-minded, you keep learning instead of getting stubborn or big-headed or kind of giving up and being like, what's the point? You will get better. You know, look at some of the mistakes you're making and look up how to fix these mistakes. What drills are going to help me here? Or maybe look up your position and go, what can I add to my game that's going to help me to stand out more in my matches, right? If you keep yourself open to that learning, you become coachable. You become like that never-ending student. You will start improving quickly. And I don't care what level you're at. You could be a kid, you know, just starting out, or a beginner starting out whatever age, to a more advanced player, right? Who's right on like the brink of collegiate, semi-pro, or even beyond. If you keep yourself open to learning, you're always trying to get better, you're seeking things that can help you, then you will get better. And you will get better faster than most, especially those who are not doing that. Now, there are actually some very small changes you can make that will help improve your game very quickly that I go over here. And so this will be the perfect follow-up video to this one, because you can use what I gave you here and also use what I'm giving you here, combine them for even faster growth.